Hello. So I've just got back from my grade 5 exam. Um, I had it this morning. I thought it went all right, to be honest. I'm just glad it's all over now. Leading up to this exam, it's probably the most anxious I've been. Um, I can't remember being this anxious about anything really. I mean, I think the last time I was this stressed was my driving test last year. But in terms of like for an exam, I think this is the most anxious I've felt. I felt like there was a massive pit in my stomach this morning. So it's just a bit of a relief to get it over and done with now. Last night I was so stressed. We had a bit of a mock exam. I say mock exam. Me and my wife went through the scales and pieces. And for some reason, I just couldn't play the D flat major arpeggio. I kept messing it up. So I didn't go to bed until I played it correctly. um, but yeah, I got up this. I was up at 4:10 this morning. I just couldn't sleep. Had a bit of a run through me scales and pieces. I did 3 sight reading exercises. I made sure to pick out the ones that looked easier, just to give me that bit of a confidence boost. And then we headed out to Liverpool. The warm up went all right. To be fair, my scales were fine. My pieces were fine. And the steward came in before I went into the exam hall, and she was like, "Save something for in there." I was still feeling really anxious. So I went into the exam hall. I did my slip in and everything. And we started off with scales. I played all my scales pretty much perfectly. My big worry was the country motion scale. There's a, there's a, I don't know, like it's so easy to make a mistake with the country motion scales. There's so much going on. She asked me for a C sharp harmonic minor country motion scale, which is the one I was dreading really. I was just thinking of the fingering. So on the left hand coming back up, it's 4 over, 3 over, 4 over. But yeah, my scales were fine. I reckon it's all subjective, but I don't think I've got lower than 19 on my scales. My pieces is where it all starts to fall apart. So I did my tarantella. Once I got my scales out of the way, I was thinking to myself, right, we're on for a winner here. I messed up. I think it's the third line in on the second page, and I just fumbled my way through a line. Might have been half a line. It felt like an eternity. But I fumbled my way through that, and then just carried on. And that sort of, I don't know if it freed me up a little bit, but yeah, that went all right. My waltz, I played quite well. I think that's easily going to be my best scoring piece. I think 27 or 28 I'll be happy with out of 30. And then Jackson Street Blues, it really did fall apart. I was feeling, once I sat down at the piano, I was fine. I was feeling quite confident, and then I got to the third section, and my mind just went blank, and I stopped playing. I just sort of froze, and then I was gonna ask, can I start the piece again? That did cross my mind. I thought to myself, if I do that, then my mark's really going to go down. So I just had a little bit of a breather and then started the section again. And I played that fine after that. Again, I don't know how that's gonna affect my result. At this point, I'm just I know in my head I know I've messed up. So when we get to the sight reading, I'm thinking to myself like, right, well, I've got basically nothing to lose now. I'll just wing it. The sight reading. I remember in my grade 4, I remember saying that the sight reading was slightly easier than what I'd practiced. I'd say the from what you get into from the specimen tests to what you get in the exam now, the gaps closing a little bit. I thought it was on par with what you get in the books this time around, funnily enough. It was in G major. I mean, it was in an easy key. All the sight reading tests that I've had in the exam have all been either in C major, G major, E minor, or A minor. C major, G major, E minor, A minor. One either no sharps or flats or one sharp and flat. Or duplicate. I think I'd run in D minor. But anyway, regardless, either no sharps and flats or one sharp or flat. Yeah, we've got. I mean, I'm not complaining, but we've got when you do practice your sight reading, you do all sorts of keys like B flat, E flat, A flat, F sharp, A major. So in the sense of key, it was easy. But at this point, I was just sort of winging it. It's funny because I spent about half my time just trying to focus on the first bar, and then I had a look at the ending. This was in the 30 seconds that they give you before you have to play the piece. I had a quick look at the ending. I made sure that I at the very least I finish on a high. So I identified the key, and then I had a look at the beginning and I had a look at the end, and I thought whatever happens in between happens, and it went well. It went surprisingly well. I just wung it. The left hand was quite not chordal, but it was the G was always in the bass, and you were just moving up with your thumb. So G and D, G and E, G and F. So I just sort of went along with that, and then the ending ended on like a little blues thing. It was quite nice. I even surprised myself that I played it that well. I don't think it was right 100%, but I kept the pulse. I was counting to myself 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm hoping of whatever I've lost on my pieces, I've gained from my sight reading. Hopefully. And then we got onto the oral. The oral again, my weakest. The bit I was banking on being the weakest thing. We started off with the melodic repetition, and again, it's more about memory, to be honest. The oral, a big part of the oral test, it's about memory and retaining what you've listened to. So the melodic repetition, so they play a piece, they play a melody on the piano. They'll give you the key chord and the starting note, and then they'll play a melody, and you've got to sing it back. Now with the starting note, I was struggling to pitch it. She had to play that starting note about 3 times, and I still don't know if I sang it right. Anyway, she played it twice, and I was trying to cling on to the rhythm because when we've practiced it in lesson, something I've really struggled to do, especially with the longer ones, is actually cling on to what like the rhythm and the pitch. And I know I got the first bit right, but I just wung the second part. And then we got on to sight singing. I felt like that went all right. I think I pitched. No, do you know what? This exam was such a blur. I think I pitched it right. It was in D major, and it was in D major. I think I got me starting note. She had to play one or two of the notes, because it was a bit out of pitch. But apart from that, it was fine. And I know I ended on the tonic because it ended C sharp D, and I remember coming down to the C sharp, and then just slightly raising my voice to get to that D, back on the tonic. So I think that went all right. And then the new part of the test was, she asked me. She said she's going to play a piece, and I have to tell her. She's going to ask me about tonality and styling period. And immediately, I seen her put a foot on the pedal. I was like, "This is a romantic piece." It was quite chordal. She was using pedal. I said to her, I think there was a writ at the end as well. I wasn't 100% sure. I can't remember what else I said. Rich harmony. But yeah, that was definitely romantic. So I know I've got that right, and it was in 4/4 as well. Like the way the piece was phrased, it was so obvious it was in 4/4. I'll be shocked if I get that wrong, to be honest. So overall, I think the oral went as good as it could have gone. I think I went a lot better, but my big worry is my pieces. Like the fact that I've sort of stopped and had to like take a minute and not even a minute. It was about. It felt long in my head, but I think it was only stopped for about 10 seconds, and then started or maybe even less than that, and then started the section again. But then when I just as I was leaving, I said to the examiner, I'm just annoyed that I messed my pieces up, and then she said to me, it's just a little detail, as if to say like, don't worry about it. So I'm curious to see how many marks I get docked for them mistakes. I mean, I added up before on my phone on the way back. Obviously, it's subjective, but I added up. I reckon I've got 19 for scales and arpeggios, 25 or 26 for me tarantella. I reckon I've got 27 or 28 on the Schubert waltz. Schubert waltz was by far the strongest of the three, and then Jackson Street Blues when we stopping. I mean, my teacher said she can't see me getting less than 24 on that. And then obviously my sight reading, I think I'll get 17 or 18, hopefully. And then oral, I think I'll get roughly the same, maybe 1 or 2 points more than my grade 4. So maybe 16 or 17 on my oral, or maybe not. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe about 14 on my oral. God knows. But I added it up. It is about the 130 mark, and that's me being a little harsh. But again, it's all down to how she scores me on the pieces. If I'm docked massively on the pieces, I'll only get a merit. But if she shows discretion, and I've proven that, I don't know. We'll see in 3 days, but I'm hoping for another distinction. I'd say it'll be a real shame because I was gonna sort of box grades 1 to 5 off. Like if I can get distinctions grades 1 to 5 as well as my grades 1 to 5 on my theory, I can sort of box that off and then grade 6 to 8, the more advanced stuff. And with the grade 6 to 8, I'd sort of be happy with the merit, because it's, I mean, even I was having a look at the scales the other night for the grade 6. They're so much more complex. 4 octaves. There's about 3, 4, 5 contramotion scales. All the staccato scales are hands to get, and well, the examiner now can ask you staccato and legato scales, and they get to pick the melodic or harmonic minors. You don't get a choice anymore at grade 6. So I just sort of wanted to box grades 1 to 5 off with like distinctions, and then take grade 6 to 8 as its own sort of kettle of fish. But we'll find out on Saturday. I'm just glad it's over now. I can sort of focus on my pieces for the rest of the year. I mean, I've picked out my grade 6 pieces, but I'm not planning on. I mean, I think the earliest I'm going to take my grade 6 will be winter next year. But yeah, of course I'll let you guys know on Saturday how I get on. It'll be actually interesting to see if anyone is an examiner, if anyone can shed some light on how much discretion they can give to stopping during a piece. Do they take into account how the rest of the exam goes? I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a stressful 3 days waiting for this result. Like I say, I think my results will come through early hours Saturday morning, so it's not that long of a wait. Just 2.5 days. But I'm not in work until 12 on the Saturday, so I'll probably be setting an alarm for 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or wherever. I'll get up early, and hopefully it's a distinction. But I'll let you guys know how I get on. Well, thanks for watching, and thanks for the support, and I'll see you later.